Speaking of tariffs, I got the chance to speak with the CEO of insurance giant AIG at the company's Investor Day. First time they've had that in years. And I asked him about the possible impact that he would see insurance rates as a result of costs going up on tariffs. Have a listen.
Tariffs tend to drive inflation. Inflation tends to drive, claims up. So if that's done, all the way through the chain, then yes, the cost of claims will go up. Therefore, it could impact premiums and it could impact some insurability. Auto seems to be the one that is getting the most attention just because of replacement costs and other variables. But yes, it could have an impact on rates over time.
I do wonder about inflation and cost of premiums right now in general. We've been through this big inflationary wave. The stocks have done really well. Where are we now in terms of pricing?
Well, and each geography is a bit different. Each line of business is a bit different. And I think it's, largely tempered. But if you look at supply chain or you look at even replacement costs, think about the wildfire, the amount of demand there's going to be on materials. That is something that drives up costs, in some cases 40, 50%. For replacement costs on homes or commercial buildings. So I think a lot of it depends on where you are, within the insurance industry. But inflation and specifically supply chain constraints do drive costs up.
Peter Zaffino, who you just heard from there, CEO of AIG, joined me right alongside CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, because they're partnering with the AI startup to streamline the underwriting process at the insurance company. Here's how they think it's changing the business.
It feels like we're in a new environment. If you were to go back, 15, 20 years ago, to have any single year of a catastrophe for the insurance industry was greater than 100 billion would be more of an outlier. It's the new norm. We had 145 billion last year. We started off with a wildfire in California, which was awful, but that could be a $50 billion, 1 month into the year. And so if you just roll forward a normal hurricane season with the normal catastrophes, with flooding and severe convective storm, we could be staring down a $200 billion year for the first time ever in the insurance industry. So it is changed. It's become the new norm. And it's something that insurance companies have to work through to understand their exposures and their aggregation as this has become, something that is new for our industry.
Is this something that Anthropic can help predict, that AI can help anticipate?
Absolutely.
Are you working on this?
Yeah. So, taking a step back in terms of, how AI works, one of the things I've been most excited about is for AI to do kind of, difficult scientific tasks, right? And, that ranges from biomedical tasks to material science to, things as exotic as climate or weather prediction, and, trying to forecast things. We've started our partnership with, things that I think are substantially more modest than that. But one of the things I love about the field of AI is how quickly the technology improves. So, you can start talking about ingesting unstructured data and speeding up underwriting and, helping with internal productivity. But, we're always looking to the future. And I think that future does include things like, does include things that are as difficult, as exotic as improving weather prediction.
Wouldn't that be good if they could predict the weather?
Absolutely. It'd be fantastic.
You can catch more of the interview next hour on Money Movers. Go a little bit deeper with Anthropic in particular, which is very timely. We just got that confirmation of the $300 billion valuation of OpenAI, a competitor. Their valuation, Anthropic, soared to $61.5 billion after a massive fundraise earlier this month. So we talk about the pace of innovation, what things like DeepSeek might mean for the business. That's coming in the next hour. But what's interesting to be at an AIG Investor Day. First time in 10 years. First time we've heard from the CEO. Yeah. What a turnaround that's been.
Yeah, definitely making a little more noise than we've been used to recent years.